What's up, guys? Nasser coming at you with another 2XKO video, and today we got Blitzcrank, the Great Steam Golem, and this is a dev update. I'm assuming they're gonna be talking about him and his kit a little bit more in depth because we saw just like a brief teaser of what he can do, you know. I'm reacting to this a little late because I meant to react to this earlier, but it's probably gonna go out on Thursday. I'm just doing this like at 5 a.m. right now on Thursday, so it's probably gonna go out a little later today. But let's see what they talk about with Blitzcrank. Something in the last video that I didn't necessarily pick up on when I was watching it was that I missed it. I'd have to go back a little further. Hold on. That armor right there, in the last video, he canceled out of a move going in. I think canceled out of a move going into the armor. So he went into the armor and canceled the armor into a move, or he canceled a move into the armor. I think it's the other way around though. I think he canceled his armor and like went into a move before he actually, I think, like fully got in range of your character. Because I don't know how this move obviously works. If it's a thing like, oh, he has armor till you press a button, then coming out of the armor it doesn't move. But I saw a video of somebody pointing that out, and I was like, huh, I didn't even notice that.
Hello everyone, my name is Caroline, and I am the champion designer on Blitzcrank. And with me, we have...
I'm Alex. I'm the lead champion designer on 2XKO.
I was like, I wonder who's the champion designer for like everybody, but it's him. He's just the champion designer for Blitzcrank specifically, and I think it's kind of cool that each character kind of has their own designer. Kind of like they'll have their own vision for the character, while they have like a lead champion designer overall, but they have their independent one for that champion
On 2XKO.
Blitzcrank is a champion that we knew from the beginning that we really wanted to have in our game.
We knew Blitz was going to be our first true grappler in the game. Just look at those hands.
Yeah, they're
Of course, it's the big fucking robot that has to be a grappler.
ready.
Grab you.
They're ready for that command grab.
It's Potemkin from fucking Guilty Gear all over again.
Blitzcrank is from Zon. They were kind of designed to clean up after all the sump and all of the waste that's all around there. So we actually named a lot of their moves after that. When thinking about designing a grappler in 2XKO, usually grapplers are really slow, and Blitzcrank doesn't quite move the fastest. You see there, takes them a little while to get from one end of the screen to the other.
Like,
You'll get there, little buddy.
fucking the fastest, but it's
But
not terrible.
the place that Blitzcrank really wants to be is up close. This is the desired position for a Blitzcrank player to be. And
As
we
all
have this
grapplers.
big beefy command grab. It's actually on a one-button input. So we
One
pull
button
down
command grab.
and we press S2 and we get garbage collection. You can see how much damage that did.
okay.
Did more than a quarter of Jinx's life. The counterplay to this is to jump. And so even if you were jumping, I could also jump and command grab.
Yep. Because he needs a jump
Kind of
command
cheats a
grab.
little bit, where they have a special that will actually bring the opponent right next to them. These rocket grabs are on Blitzcrank's S1 specials. They have the ability to pull you in on hit or on block. So even if you block this, I'll be able to bring you into this grapple
Yeah, I was
zone.
gonna say.
And if you're
So
continuing
the only way to truly get past that is to jump to dodge it.
to block, then I would
He
just
has a
grab you
one in the
out
air
of that
too.
spot, and we're put into the same position
They
again.
can grab you out of there as well.
You might notice that the rocket grab has this follow-up into an uppercut. And this is actually
That's a
inspired
natural
by
follow-up.
the League of Legends QE combo. And even if you're jumping in the air, I would be able to yoink you from the air.
Damn, you don't even gotta do the one that's like angled upwards. You can just jump in the air halfway and then catch him.
And even if I'm on the ground and you're in the air,
Yeah, you don't even gotta use
I
that
can
one,
restand you
technically.
back into this position right in front of Blitz, right in your face. With down S1, Air Purifier, Blitzcrank pulls them out of the air and kind of pulls them in right to next to their side. So you can even call your assist to continue the combo. Or you can do this kind of guaranteed input where Blitzcrank will switch sides and put them into a ground bounce.
Oh, he has a natural
You
side
might
switch.
notice
That's
this
good.
bar at the bottom here with a little puff. What Blitz does here is they can start spinning their arm
That's
to
his
generate
charge,
steam,
okay.
and the steam kind of converts into this electricity, and that empowers their special moves in unique ways that actually help them with their next interaction. And Blitzcrank holds on to the steam when tagged out. You can charge a little bit, tag out and then come back and actually finish the charge, it stops the decaying from happening as well.
That's nice.
Basically what happens is Blitzcrank gets empowered S1 specials. Let's take a look at the S1 rocket grab. What this does is it comes out a little bit faster and then it blasts through and then you get a little combo at the end. So the other things that you get from Steam are all of Blitzcrank's down S2 command grabs will actually have 1 hit of armor. If you hold down S2, Blitzcrank does a little run while doing the command grab.
Something very akin to what the fuck is bro's name? And Zangief. Something very akin to Zangief in Street Fighter 6 where he runs
and
at you
they're actually
like
armored through the whole time that they are doing this when they have Steam. So I'm gonna just run at you and then you can try to jab me out of it. Yeah.
I gotta do this. The classic.
Yeah, there you go.
That too many times in games. Like, I got this.
He's like, oh, don't worry, I can hit this robot. The other ways that Blitzcrank can gain Steam are through some of their S2 specials. Probably one of my favorite moves. It's called the Wrecking Ball, and it's their air S2. Blitzcrank turns into a little wrecking ball, and you gain Steam with each hit of it, including the little flip out.
Okay, he gets a little quarter of it without the flip out, and it also does decay naturally. I think until maybe you get it maxed out, then it doesn't decay.
There's a lot of combo depth in sort of picking where you're optimizing for damage or meter gain or Steam gain or spending your Steam to get that extra damage. We don't want Blitz to be like too brainy a character, right? It's more about knowing your opponent than it is about like knowing a million different routes that you have to use differently in every situation.
Because that looked like she reset back to neutral.
To be like too brainy a character, right? It's more about knowing your opponent than it is about like knowing a million.
Yeah, that. What was that combo hit at 15?
Knowing a million.
Yeah, that's a reset. Damn.
Million different routes that you have to use differently in every situation. So plenty of optimization you can take on if you want to.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff just works and works pretty intuitively.
Other ways to get Blitzcrank into kind of a stronger state to give you a bit more advantage for the next move is the S2 Rocket Punch. And so I can punch through the projectiles and then I can actually cancel that into a rocket grab. So on hit, on block, I can kind of do a little 1-2 punch
only
and
in
hold them in.
Empowered version.
One way that we wanted to add some more of a hands feel for our grappler mains in our game was to kind of add in some extra tech. And one way that we did that is by adding in a car cancel. It's a little subtle, but what you are doing here is taking the forward S2 spinning turbine and then canceling it into the crouch S2 garbage collection. And what that does is it gives Blitzcrank a little bit of an extra boost. So if I'm over here and I'm like, oh, I just whiffed that grab.
I feel so safe.
You are so safe. But if I added in the forward S2 momentum, and add that momentum to the grab, then I can suddenly close that distance.
Yeah, I think that's what I saw in the last video that somebody pointed out. It was like he was coming in with his grab, but then they like kind of canceled it. I think either into something or so they canceled something else into the grab, like I said. But I saw that and somebody pointed that out on YouTube. I forgot who it was because I didn't like watch the video, but I just saw, I think it was a short that talked about it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't notice it.
And grab Jinx out of the corner. One interesting thing here is that even when you are doing the car canceled version of garbage collection, it actually changes the name to prompt disposal because it's faster, but it maintains the armor from the Steam. So if I were to do this and like Jinx were to try and hit me during it, then I would actually keep that armor. You might be wondering, can I continue the step into the running version of this? And you actually can't. So you're kind of opting into whether or not you want to calculate the perfect distance versus the slower version, which will guarantee, but it takes a lot longer to get there.
So there's like an execution test and kind of an awareness test, understanding your space.
Exactly. The better you know your champion, the better that you'll be able to execute these. If your opponent's kind of starting to predict that you're going to do the rocket grab and then they parry it, you can just fake them out. And then I just go into the Steam charge and now I got free Steam.
It's been so long and I didn't play the last, what was it? Closed beta technically, or closed beta. I don't think I played it when they added Jinx. So I forgot I think it was like my last 2 videos ago when I was talking about 2XKO, they like changed up like parrying out a lot of the game like looks. So I forgot about parrying as a thing because I was like, damn, how are you gonna avoid this? And I said earlier, I was like, you're probably just gonna have to jump it. I fucking forgot parrying was a thing. Because I know push blocks in this game, I'm pretty sure.
Well, she was parrying, busy posing.
And you can just backdash out of that if you want to, right?
I can cancel out of the steam charge, and it will give me that little boost. Like it gives me about 10% each time that I go into it. And so if I just like got really good at backdash canceling, then I could just stay pretty safe, stay pretty far back, and get that full bar of steam. And then capitalize on it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And that's another place where we see some of the
trying to run you down,
combos, right? People like getting a wall bounce, doing a little bit of a steam charge in there, backdashing, and then continuing the combo. I love that
It's
stuff.
so cool.
Well,
to round out
was that a reset? It looked like a reset, but I think the combo was actually still going.
People like getting a wall bounce, doing a little bit of a charge.
Also, that's kind of sick. I ain't gonna lie. How you got the wall split
each time that I go into it, and so if I can capitalize on it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And that's another place where we see some of the fancier combos, right? People like getting a wall bounce, doing a little
like that wall bounce, cock back the fist a little bit, then go run up into the OTG.
Bit of
That's
a steam charge in there, backdashing, and then
okay, so that wasn't a drop. Actually, it was a full combo because it was off the OTG,
and then continuing the combo. I love that.
It's so cool. To round out Blitzcrank's kit, we've got supers as well. We have 2 supers on Blitzcrank's kit. One is kind of what we use mostly for combo enders, the S1 Super Helping Hand. And you can hit this OTG off the ground, and you can also deal a ton of damage. What it does is it actually gives you a full bar of steam when you hit the opponent with it, whether they block or they get hit by it.
You can tell by the spinny arm.
You can tell by the spinny arm. Jinx, we're blocking here.
Yeah.
Then I get that full steam, and technically I would be punishable here, but I would also have armor for the next interaction. So S2 Super is static field. This will cause a giant electrical field around them. And because I have steam, I can also hold the S2 button to spend that extra steam. Blitzcrank is the only champion in our game so far with a command grab ultimate. So they are invincible on startup, and it will grab them. So even if they're blocking, you'll be able to go into this ultimate.
Annoying, so you gotta be worried about that.
Because it's a command grab, and because it's active on frame 0.
After the super freeze.
Exactly, yeah. And so the way to defend against this, because you can't block it, is to jump. Yeah, and so if the opponent's already in the air, then I wouldn't be able to get this. I can't grab them and get punished for it because I made that decision. Yeah. So you might be like, oh, Blitzcrank is a support character. What is their assist like? What happens when you have them on the back line instead of on the front line? So Blitzcrank has rocket grabs as their assists as well. They have the kind of grounded rocket grab that pulls the opponent in.
That's pretty good.
And they also have an air rocket grab that pulls them in from the air. And it actually causes a restand, which is pretty scary. So if I were, let's say, doing an Ari combo here, and then I just kind of I can pull them back and can now continue my combo, or I can pull them back and mix them up, or even if I were to just jump over them, call a rocket grab, I now have them in a sandwich situation where I can mix them up left and right.
Blitz basically just puts the opponent where you want them. And as a teammate, that's kind of even stronger, right?
I guess it's kind of a double-edged sword, though, because let's say you don't have that kind of synergy with your partner, and I'm like doing my little combo here, and then they pull them, or let's say Blitzcrank pulls them out of an air combo while I don't want them to, then you might want to communicate ahead of time. Like, I'm gonna go for the grab, be ready for it. I don't want to mess up your combo. And so it's a really good teammate development.
Coming in at the wrong time.
Yeah, you keep on in exercise. Yeah.
Blitzcrank as a support character, I'm wondering who Blitzcrank pairs really well with. So Blitz, because they want to kind of gain that steam. Other support characters are actually surprisingly good teammates. I have Ari on my team right now, but let's say we have Braum on the team. Braum would be able to create that shield. Even Yasuo would be able to come in with a wind wall assist, and then Blitzcrank can safely gather steam that way. So that's more for like if I want to optimize for resource. Even with using Ari as a meat shield and then I charge steam and then tag, you'd be able to do that. But Blitzcrank, because they want to get in, Ari calling the assist, getting in, and then now I'm in a perfect situation to also be in that grapple zone.
Yeah, it feels like almost every archetype works really well for Blitz because one way or another, they either get them the ability to build steam, so Blitz can bring you to them,
right?
Or they make a projectile or a hitbox so that Blitz can make their way in on their own.
It's kind of funny because I also designed Alawi. Alawi is another example of a slower champion, and they work well together because if Alawi has her tentacles out, then the command grabs just happen to put them into a situation where they get grabbed again by the tentacles. Blitzcrank is also really interesting to use with the sidekick fuse. Sidekick fuse is when you are controlling one point. They have a bigger health bar, they have more super meter. What you have are access to the assists from your secondary character. And so what Blitzcrank does here is allows you to reposition your opponent in ways that other characters in our game can't really do. You'd also be able to use their super assist to just get that extra hitbox on the screen to finish off your opponent.
Yeah, and Sidekick's really nice when you're trying to learn a new character, for example. You don't have to be thinking about 2 characters at once. You get to focus all your energy on, say, learning Ari, and then you've just got Blitz there to come with whoever you're trying to learn, just to bring him in and make life a little...
Basically, you're more traditional, like... Well, not more traditional, I guess is the way of putting it. Basically, like something Mortal Kombat 1-ish. Where your character is not a character that you have to learn all their shit for. This is like, I want to play one character and I want to just have an assist. So I guess kind of Marvel Tokon-ish, except in Tokon you can still technically swap. Just may not be a heavy incentive to, but in this game it's like, it gives you the option. You can play with you being one assist and your teammate being, or not one assist. You can play with you being one character and your teammate being another character. You can be like, fuck it, I want to just play by myself. But I want to get like the second character as an assist to help me. So boom, I can go ahead and do it like that. And I'll still have access to their, you know, their assist tags while also being able to get their DHC supers.
A little bit more fun.
I like that.
So that's Blitzcrank. You can play Blitzcrank during closed beta. If you play tested before, no need to register again. Otherwise, you can sign up at play2XKO.com.
Have fun. Don't get grabbed.
I am registered for that, so we will be in there because I don't think I got in for the Tocon one. Unfortunately, I didn't see that I got an email today or yesterday about that. So we will sure be in the 2XKO one on September 9th. Is when they said? I think they said it was on, September 9th. We will be there for sure. 5 more days until that. We're locked in because I already, pretty sure I registered. I will make sure I registered again. But I was in for one of the betas, the like very first beta, I think. I just didn't get in for the second one, so we will for sure be locked in on that, playing, and I will be in there learning Jinx because that's who I wanted to play during the last closed beta, but I didn't get access. Let me know how you feel about Blitzcrank. He looks very interesting as a grabber, like as somebody grabbing you and command grabbing you and being annoying. Like I could see Dotto for sure making a video playing Blitzcrank and you know carrying over his Zangief fucking playstyle onto 2XKO, and maybe he'll play with somebody else, or maybe he'll just like they said, use the sidekick use and play by himself. You never know. But let me know how you feel down in the comments below. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Little baby, you out, you know you was wrong. You lying, watch your tone. I'm too fine to be so alone. Not my kind, he's a clone. I'ma get money no matter